kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá o. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá o. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá. Ìbà ló yẹ ká kọjú káwa tó ṣeré o ká máa tí ì ṣe bàbá o. Olódùmarè ìbà ni mo ṣe. Ifá ìbà ni mo ṣe. Ẹlẹ́gbára ìbà ni mo ṣe. Láàlú ìbà ni mo ṣe. Òrìṣà ńlá ìbà ni mo ṣe. Olúkòso ìbà ni mo ṣe. Ọ̀sán yìí o.
It would help if I took myself off mute, right? Lafayette Mandela, baby for Hoodier. It's your favorite warrior Black Panther in the building. Having a bit of some technical difficulties with my podcast mates. Trying to get them in here. So give me 1 second. Try to get them on the shows, giving them a bit of an error. Aboro boye, what she say, Agbo ato, Ashori Wori Wofun. Appreciate that, bro. Inco Simp 889. Appreciate you pulling up. Hope everybody, I know I had myself muted at first. I hope everybody that can hear now. Brother Victor, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. Let me see if the invite is working. Appreciate everybody coming in. Hopefully we can get them in soon because we got a lot to talk about, man. Oh, there go EI. EI, Ekale.
Yeah, bro. Ekale.
How you doing? How you doing?
I am good. I'm a little banged up, but I was in a car accident, but I am doing much better. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Onjuba Ogun, that you are still with us.
Yes, sir.
You look like you got all the plants over there, EI. You got some stuff going over there.
What this? Oh, the plants. Oh, yeah. I did have more, but when I moved, some of them kind of died on me. Okay. But oh yeah, I love me some plants now.
It kind of comes with the Shay lifestyle, like
yeah.
And you know what? It's funny because we're gonna talk about Omiero.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save that for then. You heard from Baba?
No, not in a while. I know he was doing a lot of work today.
Okay.
He firework, so I don't know if he's like hung up on that. Let me see.
Okay. Brother Shakara, what's going on, brother? Good to see you popping in all the way from the UK. Y'all need to Support brother.
Hey, aboard boy.
Y'all need to support Brother Shakara when y'all can. Let me give him your Instagram, brother, because this is a powerful brother. Ekale Baba.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on?
Nothing. The work don't stop. I'm over here doing some fall work while we
Aboard boy.
Yeah, that's what they would go for.
So y'all hit up my brother Shakara Speaks on Instagram, same name Shakara Speaks, in his company Kimbunga Media. Y'all hit him up, man. Great content on his channels. Definitely wanted to shout you out, brother. No problem. Kotope, brother. Kotope. So my podcast mates are back from Nigeria, man. They was out there posting stuff. I was jealous. I was back here in the cold North America. We got 15 inches of snow on, and I was relegated to all the Instagram posts. I was checking like, oh man, they are having a good time.
It's about to be you soon, man. About to be reversed.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to it in the upcoming months. For those that don't know, I will be traveling to Nigeria and Benin coming this summer.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely gonna keep y'all posted on that. But Baba, I saw you were doing a lot of Ifa work, some chanting, some hand of Ifa, some all types of stuff. You had students. I'm gonna mute ER while she's gone. You had some students receive some things, man. Talk about, this time around for your trip.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good trip. Half of the trip was just some of my personal studies. And then the other half of the trip was two of my goddaughters came to do Ifa initiation. So that was powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been studying very diligently. They come in with some serious energy. So this was a next step in that Ifa journey. So it was overall a powerful trip. Yeah, I mean, with Ifa, it's like the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know things that maybe weren't apparent to you before, and then you as layers of knowledge and detail are revealed to you, you realize, oh, I gotta learn this. Oh, I gotta learn that. Oh, I don't know what that means. So it's always humbling, both humbling and empowering. My trips to Nigeria.
And you went to Obeokuta, right?
Yep. Under the rock.
Under the rock, the big rock. I'm gonna be traveling past Obeokuta because we're driving from Oshogbo to Benin on the last half of our trip. So
nice. Okay.
And observe the beautiful Abeokuta as well.
Nice.
Seeing that you're on this side of the initiation this time, how was that experience? Seeing your students go through the Ifa initiation versus you going through it yourself.
It was good. I mean, I think the more Ifa initiations I witnessed, the more details I noticed, so to speak. So a lot of little details that I noticed, things like that. Ifa initiation is it's a very deep process, and from my observation and understanding, even amongst our woes in Nigeria, those that can lead and facilitate Ifa initiation, it's a high level of knowledge, even for our woes in Nigeria. So all the chanting that has to be done in every step of Ifa initiation, there's a chant for every single part of it. It's always very powerful. Hours and hours of chanting and singing, and just so much deep symbolism and things like that. So it's like every time I notice, they did this here, they did this here. Okay, so what this represents? Okay, I hear this verse that they chant. And one powerful thing was that it rained heavily during their initiation, and the Odu of my temple, Utura Rire, Utura Ugbe, speaks about that, and we had just divined, 2 days before, day before, and so when they find it had not rained the whole time I'm in Nigeria, and having done that temple temple ceremony and pulling that Odu, did not rain the whole time. Now 2 days later, when they're there to do their foundation, it starts raining hard, and had to continue the initiation through the rain, so that made it even more powerful. It's just pouring down rain, and they're doing initiation, but they toughed it out. They asked them, we asked them, we was like, y'all want to continue now? They said, we want to continue. So they continued, and it was very powerful.
You ain't gonna skate past that temple announcement either. We gonna come back to that, brother. You ain't gonna just yawn by that. We gonna come back to that. You see how he tried to do that? He just tried to hold on. Let me give y'all the cliff notes and just slash past that. Nah, we coming back to that, brother.
Okay,
but your trip to Nigeria. Tell us about some of the things you did, some of the things you witnessed. How was this trip for you this time?
I would say the difference between this one and the many trips I've been on, because I've been going like twice a year for the last 4 years. This was me like assisting. So the last ones were like, of course, me initiating, and then me being with my own my own temple, where, from the first to the last trip with my own temple, I did see a big difference as far as like even the growth in myself, like where I feel like even in those spaces prepared me for this last one in a way where, I had some answers actually, you know what I mean? I had some, oh no, this and this, no, I got you on this. No, it's kind of better to do this, because if you do it this way, it eliminates that. And it's like, oh, it kind of made it like, because all the things that I learned from all the other trips is like, because you learn each trip something else you could do better, as far as like, people getting initiated, and then people needing, the information. People need to know ebos, what's your ebos, what needs to be done here, when, who's getting fed, stuff to just, in the background to get prepared just to help the our woes when stuff starts to go down, when the work starts to go down. So it like, for this one to not have that aspect of my own temple there, it's like, you kind of feel a little, hesitant. You'd be like, I don't know. My year all the way back in the States. So it's like, but then it's like, you got to step up, and it's like, no, you've been doing this for a good while now, consistently for a few years. And it's like, no, you do know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I might not have the answer of an elder's answer, but I got one that works just the same. You know what I mean? I have one that, I can contribute to, that I know would get the same results you're asking for. You know what I mean? Like, I felt more confident in me.
That's good.
Like I even in that aspect, because we have the same lineage, where now I'm working in the aspect, like I'm sitting with the Larishas. You know what I mean? I'm helping prepare stuff with them, and I'm like, oh, I've never been here. Like, can I sit here? Like, I kind of set off, because I'm like, I don't think I'm. And they're like, no, get over here. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right,
well, yeah, I am here. Right. So, because it even made me realize the things that I've sacrificed and the things that I've done too. It's like, oh yeah, I did do Ifa. Oh yeah, I did do Orisha. I did a few Orisha. Like, oh, okay, I got a little something, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? Let me scoot a little closer. I'm here, you know. So that's what I would say was really exciting and humbling and just made me really sit back and relish in even the fruits of my own labor selfishly to be like, wow, like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. No problem. Like, I felt resourceful. I felt, that the things that I did give and was able to present and help it made a difference.
That's awesome. And one thing about working with no matter the Orisha, if they find out that you are an initiated person,
Right.
come on over.
Right.
No, on this side of the table. On this
Right.
side, you are no longer.
And mind you, all the Orishas there, they were present for all of my Orisha initiations. So they're like, Ayoko, get over here. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? And I didn't know that for the first maybe couple of years of my my initiations. I remember when my good friend Ogundiran got initiated to Obatala, and I went to my Oluo's house, who was initiating him to Obatala, and I was coming to show support, observe. I didn't know how involved I could be, but Malua was like, "Yeah, you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Baba, I'm not initiated to Obatala." He's like, "You initiated to Ifa, ain't you?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Right.
well, come on."
Right.
Help. and that's when I first learned that initiations carry weight in Nigeria to where you might not be able to see everything of an Orisha that you're not initiated to, but if you have an initiation, you can help with some of the process.
Right.
That's when I learned that important fact, because before I was like, oh, I don't want to get in there and I see something I ain't supposed to see or do something I ain't supposed to do. I don't know how y'all do it. They're like, you cast cola nut. I know you know how to do that. I know you know
Right.
I know you know how to cook this. We do all of that too. So you come on in here and help. Okay, cool. Man, that's awesome, man. That y'all got over there and y'all take people over there, which is even more awesome. So this next topic has been coming up on social media. As you know, different people, they treat their shrines different ways. Some people, are very secretive with their shrines on social media. Some people have no problem showing them. In y'all estimation, what is appropriate as far as your shrines for social media, and where is that line, if there is one for you personally, in showing things on social media? I'll start with you, Baba.
Sorry, I was on mute. That's a good question. I don't know if there's a one size fits all answer.
Right.
I try not to show the inside of my shrines. That's what I try not to do. Some shrines, I don't know. I feel like some shrines are outside shrines. I'm a little bit more comfortable showing those. Like Eshu sits outside all the time. People can, walk past and see Eshu all the time. That's maybe a little bit more comfortable with that. Even Ogun, people will have coverings for Ogun, but Ogun is generally outside. Even then, I'll try to hide my Ogun shrine. But like certain other shrines, like Al-Batala, absolutely, he doesn't even like to be out a lot. He likes to be covered. So I don't. So there's some rhyme and reason to. So in general, I try to hide my shrines, but some shrines I'm a little bit more comfortable being out and open with them, whereas others I definitely will never show. I'll maybe like cover up the the inside of the shrine if I can with a sticker or something in a video. I don't like to show sacrifices. That's something I don't like to show. I don't agree with that. Like I don't think it's good to show. Like I think people know that we do it as ATR devotees, as Onisheshe, as Ifa devotees, but I don't think we need to just be showing sacrifices. That's another thing. So some shrines I'm maybe a little bit more comfortable showing. Some I don't like to show at all. I don't think we should show sacrifices. Certain parts of certain rituals I think we just shouldn't show. But the last thing I'll say is that there is a healthy amount of visibility that's important. Like I think it's important for people to see what we do, to demystify it. And not only that, I think, and even with my page, sometimes people crack a little bit of jokes and like to give me some flack. They're like, oh, you always showing everything that you're doing. No, it's not that. I'm not showing the secret stuff, but me showing what I'm doing accomplishes two things. Number one, I think we need to be proud about the tradition that we're doing, the public aspects. We need to be proud of it. Number two, I think that there are people who want to get into this tradition that need to know what certain things look like. And I've had people that have reached out to me, and been like, hold on, I'm seeing, some photos from your hand to be fine. My hand to be fine look nothing like that. And I say, okay, well, there's different ways people do it in different lineage. And they be like, nah, my hand to be fine, they ain't have no leaves or nothing there. So I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, maybe that's a red flag. So all these things that people are like, oh, I see you doing Ebo Riru. My Baba told me that he did that balls for me, but I ain't see him do no chanting. And so I'm not saying that in a malicious way, but I'm saying to say it's important for people to get a sense of what things look like in the tradition, because some people have nothing to go off of. Somebody could tell them I did your hand to be fine. It could be some total complete BS ceremony, but they need a ball, hand to be fine. Okay, wait, what offerings do we give to Ifa? Like seeing those basic things helps give people something to go off of as they're evaluating. So yeah, there's a healthy amount of showing that's necessary.
What about you, Iya?
I'll say my perspective is a bit different because so this tradition is based in West Africa, right? And they show everything. You know what I'm saying? On the internet.
They do.
So I feel like where did that aspect come where we like, oh no, don't show this. You shouldn't tell people that. Because what I also see in other religions where, people that are Muslims, showing them praying, showing them this, showing them that. We know the times that they pray. We know why they pray. We know 5 times they pray. Even, people who are Jewish, we know they be using birds to be cleaning people. Why is everything so open with that, right? Even with Christianity, things like that. We see them grabbing the cracker and drinking the wine, drinking the grape juice. You know what I mean? Something as simple as that. Like, when it comes to this, why is it like, oh no, you showing? What you showing? So that's one aspect that I have. Another aspect that I have is, again, my question with that is, where did that come from to not show it? And it's such a law, right, or looked down upon. When I have been witness to odus where it tells the person, be sure to speak that this is what you practice. Be proud. Show your elekes. Tell people. If someone asks you, tell them. Show them. Because the more you show, the more you speak on it, Ifa will bless you. So that's another aspect. And then it's like, again, who made that rule? Because this is my shrine. This is my relationship to that Orisha. I can do it in what I want, right? And then my last thing is, again, who made this rule and why is it law? Is because how can we protest and confess how much Ifa has worked in our lives, but yet all you see is a picture with me like this. But however, and then you see this, like I'm in a gang, you know what I mean? But you don't see the ins and outs, the what and how, the when and where, the this and that, and even in the aspect of when people get in arguments about how you're supposed to do it this way and that way, and not knowing that there's different lineages.
Mhm.
So I feel like I still, in a way, when I do show, I don't show like I'll give you like a little tease, like, oh yeah, because I want you to know that I have this shrine. I'm not faking. Like I went to Nigeria and I paid my money, right? And it's not just paying the money. I have been dedicated to this, so you can see a little leg, but it's still mine and mine to have. However, I'm showing it in a way where you see what it is,
Mhm.
and I feel like in that way I am showing off Ifa to to let the people see how much I have been blessed with. Because I think it's an aspect of that spiritually where people see it and they get a feeling and they're like, oh, why am I so drawn to this? Oh, maybe it is you that you're being worked through as a vessel to show that, even if it's a little leg, even if it's a lot, who knows, to for someone to witness, and maybe you being used through Arisha, Ifa, whoever, to get that attention from someone and be like, hey, what is that? What are you doing? What is that called? And then question after question after question, and then hear someone like me here speaking on it because I wanted to know and I was drawn to it, and here I am. And then you have more and more people, you have more and more community. And it's like we can't speak on community if we keep telling people, oh, you can't show that. So
I think because I had this thought while I asked that question, and it's crazy because you both kind of intersected what I was thinking, because I truly think some of the reason why we protect our shrines is because we're here in America.
I was gonna say that too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the landscape is different here than it is.
Yep.
It's right on the money. In God we trust, and they ain't talking about ours. so
Bingo. Especially the sacrificing part.
Exactly. There have been practitioners that have got themselves in a bit of trouble. There have been people that have gotten themselves in situations showing things online, especially with PETA, in regards to animal sacrifice. So I believe that is a factor of why people definitely don't show certain things. For me, I'm very secretive. The reason why I am is I'm a little tactical and calculated in my thinking. I'm
Such an Ogun thing. Such an Ogun thing.
I'm a little tactical. I have some shrines that are let's say rare. And I don't want everyone to know exactly what I have in case I have to use them to fight. So
I got that. I respect that.
Yeah, there's some shrines I would never show or allude to. Others I don't have a problem showing some things. There are aspects of our tradition that people can't see. For example, if you have some figurines in your shrine that are connected to the society we call Ogboni, people that are not initiated to that Orisha, they shouldn't see those. If you have Odu, and I'm not talking about the basic markings of Odu, but the Orisha, the female Orisha, you definitely should not be showing that. There are things of this tradition I believe that should be kept, off the internet. But as Baba said, there needs to be a healthy amount of showing. So, we can show that we are proud of our tradition. We are not ashamed. And that people can see what things look like, because I've had the same thing happen where I showed something specifically. I believe it was a Ikin, and someone asked me why I had so many. And I said, well, a hand of E5 is typically, 16 to maybe 18 or something like that. I was like, full initiation, you usually get 32 or more. And they said, I only have 2. And I was, excuse me? and one specific woman, she only had 1. One single Ikin palm nut. And I said, we have to be talking about something different. Send me a picture. And she did.
It was 1.
Any.
She had it in a pot.
Any.
So was she like because I know in Lukumi that's they have their folklore. Was she saying she's practicing Sheshe, or was she saying Lukumi?
A Lukumi, Babalawo gave her 1 single Ikin.
I stay out of that debate, man.
And the young lady wanted a change, and that was the beginning of her changing process.
Right. And that's what I mean. Like, people see that, and maybe they was meant to see that. Maybe it was meant to show that for that person. I don't think it's coincidence.
Yeah. That's why the healthiness of showing certain things is definitely, it can pay dividends to people, because like you're reaffirming when you went to Nigeria and you could see that you could help this time with the initiation process, you get that same affirmation when you come around Nigerian Babalawos, Nigerian Olorishas, and you see what they're doing and you know what they're doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget the now Oloye Elegun of Shango, Oboshogbo, Baba Shakin. I remember he did a video not too long ago. He was casting kola nut to Shango. And I was watching the kola nut as it fell. And being that we're both Oshogbo lineage, I followed exactly what he was asking, what was coming up, the subsequent questions. And I was able to follow along for the most of the video. Now, after about 6 casts, I figured that he had more questions than I did.
Right.
But I followed him up until those 6 casts. And then I saw him laugh, and I said, I know why he's laughing, because he's trying to get it to accept for this video, and it's not.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, come on.
He's like, come on, man, come on. We people watching.
So yeah, that's that confirmation, and that just that comfortability is something that you need coming into it, and showing shrines can definitely provide that to a certain extent. So the next topic, the one thing that unites all 3 of us is we all have been through Itefa. People go through Itefa for different reasons. So Baba Adetayo, what is the reason that you abandoned Obatala and went to Ifa? No, I'm just messing with you. That you end up going to an Ifa's initiation process.
Because Obatala better than me. No, I'm playing. Sorry.
Oh, don't get me started on that dude. That dude was talking about Obatala.
No pun intended. No pun intended. No pun intended. Down with no smoke. No pun intended.
Oh, yeah, he was going hard.
That brother be going in. Babalaos flash all their money in their cars. Olo Batalas, we just chill. We just help out. Just don't even get me started with that dude. Oh, man. I want no smoke. So he said, what's the reason to do Ifa initiation? So I think that Ifa initiation is good for everyone. And it's because we all have a destiny. We all choose a destiny in heaven. And I think 2 praise names speak to the importance of doing Ifa initiation. I think we call Orumila Ewe, like he's the witness of destiny. So Orumila is there when we choose our Ori in heaven. So Orumila, and subsequently this system, Orumila being the principal deity associated with Ifa, I dare say like the architect, or some people like to say he's like the prophet, so to speak, that spread Ifa around. So Orumila being the witness of destiny, consequently Ifa knows everyone's destiny front to back. So Ifa is a system of helping people align with their destiny. I think another praise name, Atun Odieni Tio Sumoshe, like Ifa is the fixer of destiny. So it's the fixer of anyone whose destiny is not quite aligned. So I think the reason to initiate Ifa can be both of those. For everyone, it's good to initiate Ifa to be able to help align with your destiny. Your lifetime Odu, knowing that helps you know a lot of valuable information about the destiny you came down to earth with, and it helps you make decisions that are in alignment with that destiny. Through Ifa initiation, you know your lifetime taboos. That's another aspect of destiny. What things should you avoid? Because sometimes we're consuming or engaging in activities which are taboo for us, and they're causing blockages. And sometimes we don't know until we do Ifa initiation. And I remember my Oluo told me a story about someone that he knew who was very, very knowledgeable in Ifa, but he never did Ifa initiation. Never did it. He was experiencing certain problems in life. And Ifa kept telling him, do Ifa initiation. He's like, man, I'm so knowledgeable. I don't even need to go through Ifa initiation. Finally, I'm trying to like obscure some of the details, but finally, when he finally went through Ifa initiation, he realized that there was certain things that he was eating and doing that were taboo. And once he stopped doing them, some of these blockages he had been experiencing for his life, despite how knowledgeable he was, some of these blockages had become apparent and they had become removed. So again, number one, knowing your destiny very well, because Ifa knows everyone's destiny front and back. Knowing your taboos is a part of that. And then the last one with that, Atunori and Tio Sumoshe, where he says Ifa is the fixer of bad destiny or misaligned destiny. Some people need to do Ifa initiation because there's aspects of their destiny that need to be fixed. So, I can have clients that say, hey, look, you're going to keep getting sick. That's an aspect of your destiny you chose in heaven. You need to go into the grove. You need to go do Ifa initiation to permanently kind of align that aspect of your destiny. Or, hey, you're going to struggle with marriage. Until you do Ifa initiation, this is something you chose in heaven. You're going to keep, dealing with that until you fix it. So there's many examples where, besides the generalized, we should all know our destiny, know our taboos for alignment. Some people got to do it because there's struggles that are not going to be, fixed. There's aspects of their destiny not going to be fixed until they do Ifa initiation. And Ifa initiation that's that Atunori and Tio Sumoshe. Ifa initiation will fix that Ori that isn't Suwon, that isn't quite, I keep doing this, but you got like your Ori is at like a 75-degree angle.
You keep moving
it like into position. So
that's all great information. But I asked, why did you do it?
Oh, why did I do it? Oh, okay. Why did I do it? So sorry, everybody who's watching. Let me rewind that whole lecture.
Hey,
that's the teacher. That's the teacher, and
that's great information, though. That's great information.
So I did it because Ifa told me a lot of them same things. Ifa told me I need to do Ifa initiation, and like every divination at a point in time, it just kept coming up. Ifa told me I'm meant to be a Babalao. I have to be initiated Ifa. So that was one of the main reasons. But then there were also some aspects of my destiny that Ifa said I needed to kind of they were at a 75-degree angle that I need to put at a straight angle.
Okay, that makes sense. Ia, what about you?
So just to piggyback on what he said, like how I look at it, like he said, everyone should, right? And I feel like it could be compared to like everyone should go to the doctor, right? Some people got a good bill of health, right? But it's still good to check up on it, get your numbers, this and that. And then some people get checked out. Oh, you got this going on, you got that going on. You might want to get this done, get that worked on, get that. And then some people go to the doctor and they find out, yeah, you got to go. We're gonna need surgery, or you got to go to this next doctor. You got to go that doctor. You got to go that doctor. And a lot of that stuff is inherited, right? So for me, it might be on a bit extreme. So my first doctor I got was actually on my 32nd birthday, and immediately it was like, this is an IB child. So when I sat, I was like, and because everybody get that look, they sit back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, why are people sitting back like that? What that mean? So I said, okay. Then I got my second doctor, and my temple was in Nigeria, and he was doing it, and he was, FaceTiming me so I can get the information. And it said it in that one, this person needs hand to be filed immediately. And my ear was trying to tell my bubba, like, oh, she's coming to do initiation. Like 4 months later after that, like, she's coming. I don't think she really need to do it. My bubba would not budge because I needed an Ifa shrine in my house for my life. Now, once I did my full initiation, it made sense because I had generational curses in my bloodline. And it said my initiation stopped that. It said I had debt, spiritual debt, that I had to pay, that were not being paid. And just really off the basis of me being an Abiku child, I was about to be out of here. So, and sometimes people's reasonings are not always that extreme, but then you have people where it is. And the last thing I would say why I will never regret making that choice, even though I did not know what I was doing. And it might seem cliche, but I literally was following my Ori because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I would say when I got my Odu, the very next day, we had pulled an Odu for a client. The client got my Odu. It was told she had to do it both, of course. Didn't get to do it and she died. So that gave me firsthand for me, like, okay, got you. But even me being Abiku is still a spiritual aspect to that, where I'm always going to have to deal with that aspect even after my initiation. Because that is actually my destiny, right? But I had to do Ifa initiation to change, that route of things. But it's still a thing where that kind of lingers. Why Ebo is always necessary for someone like me. Because it's so many times I got told that when I did this initiation, boom, it's good that you did that because you about to pack it up. Oh, boom, and it's like, and it says even after initiation, they still trying to.
Yeah, that can be an ordeal.
Yeah.
Just for the public that may not be familiar with Abiku. Abiku are children born to die. Maybe a pact was made in the Orun that they would return. And by Orun, I mean the ancestor realm, where they would return as children. And spiritual work needs to be performed at Bo. Different offerings, depending on the person, to avert that person from returning to the source as a child. So Ifa is one of the main deities to stop that process from happening. So Ifa is an ally, is a strong support for Abiku or Emere, which are children, also children born to die, but they may be teenagers or everything. So that
because I will say something else I found out just recently, because I had DACA done for my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently found out it says she comes from an Ifa lineage. So when it spoke about bloodline or it spoke about lineage, like this is something inevitable that I couldn't, because it says that I am an Epesibi from heaven with my Ori chose, and it's like I had no, you know
So
what I mean?
you're
So
very
yeah.
connected to Orunmila. A Peti
Hmm.
being a wife of a Rumila, wife of a Babalawo. So yeah, it's in your lineage. You you ain't had no choice. You ain't had no choice. For me, it was similar to Baba. Kept coming up in divinations for me, even though child of Ogun and everything like that. But it would say things like your memory will serve you as an Ifa priest later in life. It
Mm,
would say
that's right.
it would benefit you greatly to be initiated to Ifa. And then finally, uh, during my Ifa initiation and also during my Ogun initiation, um, my lineage deity is Ifa. So that was that. You need to go on and come to, you know, your guy, basically. Uh,
Basically.
so, I am slightly of a different opinion. I don't put it as everyone needs to be initiated to Ifa, but I also understand that it's not a bad idea. Some people come from Orisha lineages where that's their main Orisha, and they just deal with that Orisha. Whether they're Shango people or Renle people or Oya people, and you might not have people in their lineage that are initiated to Ifa. They probably use Erendil Ogun more prevalently. But if someone from that lineage wanted to get initiated to Ifa, uh, it's not taboo. It's not bad. It's gonna do nothing but benefit them
Hmm.
to have Ifa. I think about Ogundao Warren, where it talks about what is Isheshe, and in that particular verse, not only your mother, your father, your Ori, but it names Ikini Fa as the thing that constitutes Isheshe, the source, the primordial tradition, and all of that. So,
It's so crazy you say that, because I was just with my Elaine doing DAPA for someone, and that's what came out.
mm, that's a powerful old dude. That informs us of what Isheshe is and why we chose it as this umbrella of
Mm,
the tradition, because it encompasses everything in this tradition. And
that's right.
you know, being that is present, being initiated to E5 is never a bad thing.
Hmm.
It's never a thing that's going to cause you.
And I want to point out that's one of the old dudes that actually tells you to fight. Like, no, it's time to fight.
Yeah,
Because usually it'd be like, no, give it a bow, chill, don't. That one is like, no, it's you trying to avoid it. No, it's time to fight.
yeah, yeah. It's time to do your thing. It's time to get your
Right.
weapons together. Uh,
Exactly.
the next topic. I've been seeing this grow legs in the diaspora. A lot of people are finding out that they have this disposition, this circumstance, which is connected to Egbe, Egbe Orun, one side society in the Orun, one society in heaven, so to speak. But people are finding out, male and female, that they have a Oko Orun or an
Uh,
Orun, a heavenly mate, a husband or wife in the Orun. This can cause, havoc in one's life. Starting with you, Baba, what is your experience dealing with with someone that may have an Oko Orun or an Aya Orun?
I feel like Ia probably can speak to that one a little bit better because I know she's dealt with that firsthand. I mean, I think I probably could just give like general explanation of what it is, which I think we already know is when someone has a pact. And we know that with Egbe, our heavenly mates, we exist in heaven. We have a spiritual twin that exists in heaven and one that exists here on earth. Those spiritual twins in heaven have relationships just like we do down here on earth. And sometimes people have pacts. And like you said, Orun, IR is just one of them. Sometimes people have a pact where they told their Egbe, hey, I'm gonna run to the store. I'll be right back. And then you get out there, the Egbe like, hold on, bruh. Like come back.
You know? Hold on. This what we discussed.
Yep. And so, Orun, IR is just one of them. But I think Ia has more firsthand experience with that to speak on.
Oh boy, I got to hear this.
So I first want to say I being more involved in this, I'm starting to notice maybe a pattern. I could be wrong. Like I think a lot of women speak to more of it, of being told it, as if men don't experience it. I believe so. I believe they do.
They do. And
it might not be all right, but I see in some aspects with men sometimes where they're like, oh, no, I don't need it. I'm okay. Oh, maybe I just need to receive it, maybe. Or no, it's like, no, you better take heed to that. Because when I tell you, I'm 37 years old, right? I haven't had many experiences, but I've had relations, okay, because I'm grown. But when I tell you that I even thought, even before coming to E5, I thought, I'm like, something's in the, you know how you get that feeling like it's some pee in the dating pool, right? It's like, it's a little pee in there because something ain't, and then you'll be like, is it me? Because what in the world is going on here?
Is it me?
Right. So, and when you find that out, it's like, no, it is you. Because, right. Because they didn't ask for that, right? So, and I know it's a hard aspect or dynamic to wrap your head around, right? Because you thinking to yourself like, what? You telling me I got a husband up here getting mad that I'm trying to get my thing on down here. It's okay if I get this money. It's okay if I succeed. But the minute I done stepped out and went to go find me somebody here, he like, no. So that was something I was actually told during my initiation. Even I know before my initiation, I had a doctor, but then when I did my initiation, it said I had a strong connection with Egbe, and that I also needed to do a spiritual divorce in order for that connection to be severed, and I can find an actual person to fall in love with and be, content with on earth. So I think it's something to really take heed to, especially when you're trying to elevate in life, when you're trying to excel and deep down in your heart the things that you truly do want to accomplish. And something as simple as we may take for granted, like falling in love or having a partner or having someone to come home to, like, it's a thing where you really have to think to yourself, like, do I just want to settle with someone to come home with? Or do I want to actually elevate to come home to someone who knows me, who I could be comfortable with, good or bad type of vibe, right? Because we all desire those feelings. And I feel like those feelings are very deeply connected to Egbe, because you all know what happens. You start to feel down. You start to feel sad. They're like, oh, get her. She ain't happy. So I feel like it's a very complicated aspect where first you have to like actually believe it and actually understand that concept. And then once you do, it's like understand that, like, in a way you're kind of still connected to that person too, whoever they are. Because like I said, when I did my Egbe initiation, did my divorce, I think I came back I did another initiation, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you did the divorce, you did your initiation, but they still trying to find loopholes to get you home."
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Oh, man, give up.
and it's like at the same time, I'm like, I'm thankful, but I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do here. You know what I mean? Like, so
What,
it's a
what is that
very
twin doing to him in heaven? What is driving this dude crazy? He's like, all
I'm
right.
just like, look. And it was like, it's probably the prayer that I said. Because I told him, I said, look, man, I love you and all. We probably had something special. I said, but I'm here. But I need you to move it on. Okay?
All he
Like, and
knows
I'm
is
like,
she still
I
love
probably
me.
shouldn't
She
have said
still love
that.
me. I'm gonna keep trying. She still loves me.
Right. So he did one of the Mike Epps moves when he was like, you tell a dude to get out and he'd be like, hey, your mom okay? And he start moving his stuff back in. So it's like, I'm just like, oh man, like, but all in all, it's a blessing to have that connection with your egg day, to get the balance of it and to find that balance of it. Like they will support you to the end. They will comfort you, uplift you. They will make sure you get where you need to go. Like so, all in all, it made me think I'm like but just take it seriously. Just as serious as you would take anything else.
Yes.
Because anything when it involves that spiritual realm, you got no control over that. The only thing that you could do is your end of the bargain and let them do what they do because that is what it is.
Man, taking it seriously is something I definitely would recommend for men and women. And this is why getting divinations and learning to perform ose and all of these type of practices are important because you may never know that you have this problem.
Exactly.
And I think about, and I've ran into people outside of the tradition and they start to tell me the symptoms of like their relationships. And I'm like, hold on. You mean your partner just suddenly got sick out of nowhere? He died. Wait, your other partner died too?
No,
Hold on.
that's for real.
Every partner you get with just suddenly gets sick and you ain't doing nothing to them. Like these are things, as we're trained as priests, where we recognize certain signs. And I end up getting her to my Orun teacher, and I told him before he performed the divination, I said, "Listen, if it's not Egg Bay, I'd be surprised." And he called me back. He was like, "Yeah, she got an Oko Orun. He messing with her partners, and not all Oko Orun or Aya Orun are violent, but some of them are. So you may not even know the sabotage that is going on until you sit on someone's mat and find out, and that's dangerous, not only for you but for the people that you're dating. They don't even know what they're walking into. Like, hey, shorty, fine, man. I can't believe she's single, man. I'm gonna holler at her, and you got a whole hater in the whole room. Just like, you go holler at my old lady in front of me.
Right.
Oh, I got you. I'm going.
But like, Bobby, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you that you don't mess with us in this egg bay. So
Because sometimes they make you sick too. I experienced that once. I was getting sick bad.
yeah, like the manifestation can happen in so many different ways, depending on your egg bay, depending on the relationship, depending on whatever. So it's like you have to take that serious if you get told that. Like that's something that has to happen. And I've told people, if you've had issues in the past and it's turned violent, you need to put your dating life on hold until you take care of this. this needs to be taken care of first, because you can't move on safely, and you're always going to be thinking in the back of your mind, you know, was this a regular argument, or did this happen because my man up there tripping? Like you need to be able to move forth with confidence, and you know that's something that has to be taken very seriously. The spiritual divorce. Some people, I know, they only do it during initiation. Some people do it outside of it. But however, whatever your lineage does it, it needs to be done. It needs to be taken just as seriously as you know, I Be Cool or a Merin.
Yes.
Because you know, moving forward with happiness is a thing that, you know, everybody deserves to have a chance at, and that's right. Impede that if you don't take care of you know, your Aya Orun or Oko Orun. And I have seen it more with women, but I have met men that be like, nah, I got to do the ceremony because she tripping. She ain't let me.
Exactly. And I know how these men be working up there. I can only imagine how women working on them.
Terrified to me. Because I was like, oh.
Look, if I was up there.
I make no pact with no woman up there.
If I was up there and I'm like, oh, you bringing Sherry home again? Okay, we're going to turn it up. We're going to have to turn it up.
I'm like, what's going on? And then you find that out? Oh, no, I got to get this done. What you available this weekend? How much? I got to get it for me because, dang. So yeah, that's definitely something to be taken seriously. Man, we were talking about your plants earlier, so we're gonna shift into you know, Omiero and Ewe. Saw your videos, Baba. People don't know how much plants are interwoven into our practice. They don't know how extensive the plants are to us. And I was telling Ia earlier, you kind of become a botanist in this tradition a little bit. You know, I don't know. I know a lot of different practitioners, and they all got something growing in their house. And these plants, you know, they're not just for, you know, aesthetics. You know, these plants we use in our spiritual bath, so to speak. You know, we use them in initiations. We use them to wash our icons. We use them for rejuvenation. We use them for, you know, a multitude of things. So, you know, Bob, I know you were going over in your videos how every individual plant has, you know, its own songs and chants and orikis and things of that nature. Just talk about that for a second, and how important that is to our practice.
That's a good point, a good question. It's a very deep aspect of our tradition, deep in the sense of like you can learn 20 plants, and, you know, there's 30 more that you don't know. You know, and I want to just take a step back and say that Ifa speaks about everything, and so even animals, you know, like every animal that you can think of, you know, is mentioned in the Odu somewhere. Oh, this like, the aspect. Oh, this lizard. You know, its particular behavior, you know, it got like I always chant about how Awadi one ducks his head. You know, them lizards that be doing them push-ups. Okay, that was Ifa did that lizard came to Ifa to avoid danger, or the snail, or this particular cat sleeps all day and then did that ball. So I'm stepping back to say that Ifa, our ancestors noticed the spiritual characteristics of everything in their environment, you know, including rivers, including animals, including plants. So plants are just one aspect of that. And so in that regard, what I've discovered is that every plant, there's stories, there's songs that speak about the qualities of that plant. You know, you can classify them too as I get deeper. Plants that have protection mechanisms, a lot of times there's a story about that. So this particular plant has spikes. Okay, this plant did what is that? I was just a verse from Ugbe Kara about a particular type of plant that has a poisonous sap and spikes, and it got that way to be able to protect itself. And what is that? Owari Shogbe, I think it speaks about Yerepe, like the vanilla bean plant has like poisonous fur. Ifa says that's some akoshe, that it did to have that. So I feel like our ancestors noticed the spiritual characteristics of plants, and the folklore speaks to that. So you have those plants that are for protection. You have many plants that speak about coolness, Iroko leaf, water, all these different plants speak about coolness. You have plants that's, for all different types of things. And the songs, I think the songs are also a way to pass down and reinforce. The songs and stories are a way to pass down the knowledge, so to speak. So yes, we sing them when we're making Omiero and things like that. We sing for the plants to activate them, but I also think it's a way to pass it down. Because how do we pass down for thousands of years? This plant does X, Y, and Z. That's hard to remember. Stories and songs that speak about that. Abamoda, I'll just give that example of Abamoda, like the story of how, Abamoda being a leaf of manifestation. Abba Moda, like I'm making a petition. And say that Abba Moda, is a leaf of manifestation. But there's a story about, I think it's in Ejobe, I can't remember, about how Abba Moda originally didn't have any Ashe at the beginning of time, and it went to Ifa, and I forget how it goes, but Ifa made it such that anything that Abba Moda says, the Orisha will hear and accept it. So all that to say, it's very deep. I learned 30 plants, and I go there, and I'm like, hold on, where y'all find that one in? I ain't never heard that one before. And they sing it for it and they chant. And I'm like, okay, I got to add that to my list. So it's very, very, Ifa is very, very deep, in that aspect. And the last thing I'll say is that's one of the things I like about Ifa. I feel like in certain Abrahamic faiths, the environment is just something to be casted. Like, we can do whatever.
Like it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Ifa, it's like,
everything alive.
Yeah.
Everything got its own Ashe.
Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Absolutely. What about you, EI?
Oh, I'm not an expert. He said it. He said it all. But I do agree. I'll piggyback. That each plant, has its purpose, has its place, and I think that that can contribute to community too. Like we all different. We all have aspects of our lives or positions, but everybody has a job. Everyone has a purpose. And when it all comes together, we come together for, one purpose together. But we can't do one without the other. So I do like that aspect because I guess it's a lesson in itself too. And within knowing those things, like we may look at one of the plants like, oh, it's just, oh, we don't. But no, you needed that for the blessings of victory over enemies. No, you needed this one for all the array. You need this one for good health. You need this one for peace of mind. You need this one for strength. So it's like, don't we want all these things? So all of these things are just as important as the other. So to know that we have that aspect of, and we can use that for so many things when it's completed. Like, I think the aspect of all the plants that represent different things makes it such a important I guess thing that you can use besides just taking a bath. Like it's for a bath, it's for protection, it's for coolness, it's to ward off negativity. Like it's so many things wrapped up into one. So that's what I got.
We were just talking about the popular story from Udameji. Binibiti dia for when Orumila Honore Rao signed Lero, like when Orumila was going to buy Alcyon as a slave, and he bought Alcyon as a slave at the market, he told him, clear my yard. Orumila came back, the yard was left intact. He was like, Orumila was like, what the hell, man? I told you to clean my yard.
I can't.
Alcyon was like, none of these are weeds, to your point. Yeah, he was like, none of these are weeds. That one is for wealth. This one's for this. So I like your point that none of these leaves are purposeless. They all have a purpose.
And that's how how we even should treat people, in that community. Like, no, this person, you can't just throw this person away because, oh, they're messing up in some aspect, or oh they only did, or they only received Ifa, or they only did Orisha, or they, So that's how I look at it too.
Right. I highlighted this brother at the bottom, Oluwase. He's a hip hop artist. Brother's gonna be getting with a lawyer, Shango Shakin Ajala, the Elekun of Oshogbo. I did recommend Baba to him because he moved to Atlanta. So no problem with giving you the recommendation. But Baba Shakin, I'm trying to get this in the camera, but he just wrote a book called Ewe Orisha. And there
Oh, nice.
is, about 16 plants in here. To where you can learn what the scientific definition of the plant is, how the plant looks, the availability, the uses of said plant, and he has some of the songs. And I know he's coming out with something where we can hear the songs as well. So that's a great starter book for people that are coming into the tradition, because you need to be able to identify what these plants are. Need to know what their names are, the scientific name and the spiritual name, because and they have aliases. Like one plant that's sacred to Ogun, they call it a snake plant, but we call it Peregun, and that's a plant that's sacred to Ogun that we can even cast kola nut to. In place of an Ogun shrine. So there's things that every plant has its function, as its place, like Baba said. And we can't do anything without the plants. we can't do much without the plants. When you talk about initiations, we need the herbs. We need Yeah, what you gonna do without the herbs? You don't see no herbs at your initiation. Get out of there.
If you ain't got no plant, you picking off, and if you ain't
Yeah, you got to be washed, man. I remember going to my Oluo's house, and they were picking herbs for an initiation, and he lives in Florida, so everything grows.
Oh, they right there. Mm-hmm.
He went to his backyard and he told me to come with him, and he was just pointing out herbs and telling me, what this was used for, what this was used for, what this was used for. And up until that point, I had only I hadn't used that many herbs for anything. I used maybe 10, 11. But by the time we filled that grocery bag, it was probably 45 or more in that bag. And I was like, dang, like I didn't even know you could use this many herbs. And he said, yeah, we'll come back and pick some more tomorrow. Oh
like more.
And it's not like he had a book and he was like, oh, get that one. He was just like, oh yeah, this one and that one, and get that and get. I said, how do you know all these herbs, bro? Off the top of your head. And all the names and what they use for. So it's a whole body of knowledge associated with herbs in our tradition. You have priest of Osayi, which hold that type of knowledge. But we also have people that are just herbalists. We have Onisheguns who just are herbalists, and they study the plant aspect of our tradition. So like I said, when you become a priest, you become sort of a botanist. You start to really get into plants, and that's why you see people with growing plants, having plants. You got to have a plant connect. In this tradition, you got to have a plant connect. Everybody that's doing work got a plant connect.
Yep.
With Isheshe, we have to use the live herbs. So you got to have a connect to get the live herbs. So everybody got a plant connect of some sort. Whether you going to buy them in town, whether you got somebody sending them to you, whatever you got, trust me, they got an herb guy. and we ain't talking about for weed.
Right. Maybe after, but
maybe after, but we gotta plant connect somewhere in where we can get this thing done. So that's one of the things you should look for when going for initiation. You gotta have the herbs to get things done. That's just what it is. Baba, I told you we was gonna come back to this Ele announcement. I told you that we was coming back.
Oh, okay.
I told you we was coming back because you ain't just gonna skate past that.
Yes. So so DAD. I'm kind of doing it low key. But yes, I am officially starting a temple. So for those of you who these are things I've been doing unofficially, but now we're making it official. So anybody who follows me on Instagram, definitely reach out to me. We doing it slow, trying to build it real organically, so I'd rather have 10 dedicated people, than 100, people who are just, members, so to speak, so I'm building it real slow, real intimate, I think the way it should be done, but anybody who's interested can reach out to me on Instagram too.
Understood. That's great news. I guess I should share some of my news as well. What's the
Let's go.
March 13th.
March the 13th.
In approximately 2 weeks, I will be getting I think the term is Ibega, which is kind of like promotion.
Ashe.
In the Ogun, in my Ogun Egbe.
Hey.
So
congratulations.
Podcast. I'll have some more to share on that, but I will be taking students, not just on Ogun, but
yes,
showing people how to worship the Orisha that I know how to worship.
I know that's right.
Oh, let's go. Congratulations.
Which is at least 12.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
So excluding Egbe, I think that's probably out of the let's say popular ones.
Yeah, I got you.
So which that's gonna change too. I'm gonna learn how to worship Egbe. But for now, excluding that. So yeah, that's gonna be coming within the next couple of weeks. And
that's really dope. Baba congratulations. Said,
rather have quality people than 100 people. So,
exactly. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, I want to have time for the people.
Exactly.
Some people get so many students and they can't even keep up.
Right.
I want to be able to keep.
Because it's like a marriage in itself, too.
Yeah. I want to give everybody individual time when needed, and time for questions and everything like that. So, Odu of the day, I talked about it earlier. It's Ogunda or Warren, which talks about or informs us what is Isheshe. And it says, Baba eni ni, Isheshe ni, Iya eni ni, Isheshe ni, Ori eni ni, Isheshe ni, Ikin Ifa eni ni, Isheshe ni, Edumare ni, Isheshe, Isheshe mojuba ki into segbo, and that just translates to one's father is Isheshe, one's mother is Isheshe, one's Ori is Isheshe, one's Ikini Fa is Isheshe. The creator Edumare is a primordial force. The primordial force, I give my reverence before I start this Ebo. So this is commonly chanted before some Ebo Riru and things of that nature. So that is the Udu of the day. make sure y'all visit the comment section of this video, where I have placed Baba's website, where you will find Odu games, a worship calendar, and things on his website. And make sure y'all follow, us on Instagram. I'm gonna put the at our Mẹta podcast. Follow us on IG. You'll find our individual IGs on that as well. Reach out if you got any questions, anything like that. You heard me, you heard Babo. If you want to get some learning, you know who to contact now. Ain't no excuses, and that's all we got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Appreciate y'all following.
Yes, thank you.
We do. We're gonna keep this thing going as we travel, as we learn. We'll share and things of that nature. This is not a sprint; it's a marathon. It's something we've dedicated our lives to, put our time in, put our money in, we've sacrificed so much to be a part of this tradition and remove the wool from our eyes and walk in our ancestors' lens. So we're happy to share everything we can with y'all. Y'all got anything before we wrap up?
No. This is a great conversation, great episode.
I just wanted to say, in this tradition, like, not everything's perfect, and this doesn't take away struggles. It doesn't take away, bad times, and it's definitely not going to make you like some righteous person either. That's why we're always reminded to reinitiate yourself. So and that's always on a constant spinning wheel, basically. Sometimes it's spinning real fast in the period of your life, and sometimes it's not spinning so fast, right? So when you do get in spaces where you have to reinitiate yourself constantly, don't be discouraged, because that's also a part of the work. That's also a part of the journey. You got to be honest and accountable. And sometimes in those spaces, it elevates you even more. And actually in those spaces, it's preparing you for another elevated space in your life and in your blessings. So anyone hearing this, don't be discouraged. If you're going through some rough times, if you feel like you're messing up, or you feel like you're not worthy of nothing, like, don't feel that way, because Ifa and the Orisha does not want you to feel that way. They know you were going to go through these things. What they want you to do is just take accountability. What they want you to do is learn through it, and what they want you to do is become better from it, and learn from it so you don't do it again.
Danny. Baba, you got any workshops coming up before we get out of here? If you're talking, you on mute.
No, none yet. We just wrapped up another Ifa prayer workshop. So I'll probably be having one again next month in April. I'll probably do another workshop. So I'm announcing it on Instagram, y'all.
All right. So y'all stay tuned to his Instagram, to his website. If y'all want to be a part of that community exercise workshop where they do Ose, good workshop, great idea. You'll get that experience of seeing how we worship Ifa, how we chant verses, how we pray for clients and things of that nature. So it'll be a good thing to observe if you've never seen it before. So that's all we got for y'all tonight, man. I'm about to go upstairs with the wife. We got some wine in the freezer.
I know that's right.
We about to participate in some libations.
You better.
For the shrines. I say. All right, y'all. Till next time. Odabo.
What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. We realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Masi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomena with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Masi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship.